Hello, my Libra friends, and welcome. Thank you so much for being with me. This will be a general weekly reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for November 25th through December 1st. Of course, dates are approximate and flexible. You may find resonance with this message whenever you view it, or you may find none at all, since it is a general reading. So take anything that does resonate, leave the rest behind, leave it for somebody else, and remember, never put anyone else's judgment or opinion before your own. Okay, so from the minor arcana, we are asking for the physical, mental, and spiritual realms. So we have the Knight of Pentacles in the physical realm. Ooh, and we have four cards for the mental realm. Okay, we have bear with me here. I'm doing this from the left side, from my left side, which is unusual for me, but my dog is in the way, and honestly, he's almost 15. I don't want to move him. I mean, he's fine, but he's so comfortable. I don't want to move him. So we have the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the Ten of Swords, the Four of Cups reversed, and the Six of Swords reversed. Yeah, this is going to be a little awkward for me. Okay, and can we get a card or cards for the spiritual realm? What does the universe want us to know? Okay. I feel like keep it. That Seven of Swords there. Keep it, what's that expression? Close to the vest? In other words, I don't feel like don't be putting it out there. But let's see what I get with the rest of the cards here. But that's what I got. I kind of keep it close to the vest. Is that, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But anyway, like kind of keep it to yourself. What it is, we'll have to see. I mean, it may be different for each of you. Only one card jumped out for that position, so who knows? And right now from the major arcana, we want the overall energy. Which card best represents the overall energy? Sometimes even that card has almost like advice or a message in it too. I mean, the cards really are here as a guide. Nothing is happening. I think you're the third sign for whom the overall energy did not want to come out. So you know what? We're going to wait until the end of the reading because maybe there is a reason. Maybe it is part of the message. We'll see. But let's get started. I mean, in the physical realm, we have the Knight of Pentacles here. So, I mean, this is really an indication that you are like on a slow and steady course forward. Pacing yourself. You know, it's a reliable, steady course. Like you are making progress. It's just slow. And I feel that some of you aren't recognizing the progress. I feel as though this is an indication that the energy is moving so slowly for some of you that you're not recognizing the progress, at least not in the now. Like sometimes you get to the end of the year, which we're almost at the end of the year, and you look back and you take stock of what you've done, and you realize you've come a long way. You've accomplished more than you thought you had. You may have accomplished different things than you thought you had. You might be in a different place than you were at the beginning of the year. And it may not even be what you intended, but you did make progress. You did make movement. You did find expansion, whatever applies to you. But I feel as though you're making slow and steady progress, yet some of you are not like really aware of it or not appreciating it because you don't think you think you should be further along, or you know, or again, the progress is so small and so slow and steady that without looking back over a long period of time, it's hard to recognize, right? So now we have the mental realm, what's on your mind. So you know what? I was just saying about looking back over your year. I think I think you are taking stock. You're taking stock of your accomplishments. Again, we're getting toward the end of 2019, and I mean, I really think that if you can look at yourself open-mindedly and without a critical eye, that you should be able to look back and take stock at what you've accomplished and be proud and be satisfied. But you also satisfied. You also have to remember that, or be aware, you might not even be aware of this, that certain years carry certain energies. There are universal years and there are personal years. And of course, for you, your personal year is more powerful than the universal year. However, the universal year weighs in, right? So now this past year was a universal year of 3, which involves, a lot of socializing and creative stuff and such, and that may have affected your energy. And it depends on what your personal year was, right? If you had a personal year of 7, for example, which that's what this card is, a 7, then that's a time of introspection, and it's possible you may achieve a lot of spiritual expansion, but maybe not expansion in the physical world, depending on maybe what the universal energy is at that time. But anyway, I got a little off track there. But I feel like you may be taking stock of what's gone on. Again, awkward here coming from the left side here, but and beneath that we have the 10 of Swords. So as you're looking back over your year, you might be looking back at some of the things that disappointed you, maybe some things that came to an end that that took you by surprise, that ended painfully or abruptly, unexpectedly, that maybe kind of left you, I don't know, feeling a little stressed out, threw you for a loop. That expression just came to mind, that you were like, something or some things that ended that kind of like took you by surprise and threw you off balance a little bit. But this is an ending that has already occurred. And if it is painful, it really only serves you to look at it if you are looking at it from the point of expansion. In other words, wow, that was painful at the time, but boy, did I need that. That helped me, in this respect or that respect, or it sent me in a new direction, or it sent me to a new person, or it sent me to a new job or a new situation. Whatever it is, it's only valuable to look back at this painful event if you can see the value in it. If all it is causing you pain and you're not finding any value or expansion of any sort resulting from it, then you ought not focus on that. Right now, we're in your mental realm. We're talking about what you're focused on right now. So we also have the 4 of Cups reversed. All right, you might also be focusing on, it may have been a missed opportunity or something you passed up. Maybe it could be something you didn't recognize or something you passed on because you didn't recognize the value in it. Again, looking back over the year, I don't feel as if this, looking at this serves you either here. I really feel as though you're a little down on yourself about the progress that you've made this past year. Because again, now behind that we have the 6 of Swords reversed. So it's as if you wanted to make progress, you wanted to move to someplace better, but you didn't. Okay? And I feel as though there's some disappointment here, right? I feel as though there's some disappointment here. So again, I really sense that this character is like looking back over the things that did not go well for him over this past year. And again, I guess that's where I come in with the Knight of Pentacles. where, yes, you're making slow and steady progress. You are making progress, but I do feel as though some of you are not recognizing that. And I don't know, I mean, I just felt that. It's not like the Knight of Pentacles is reversed and stagnant. You are making progress, but I feel as though a lot of you aren't recognizing it. So now with the here's another 7. So we have 2 7s next to each other. Okay, you know what? I did get the message of keep it close to the vest or something like that. In other words, I feel 2 things here. I have that original message. There might be some plans, some ideas, some innovations or creations or inventions or something. This might not be for everybody, but I feel as though for now, keep them to yourself. Okay? I actually feel like that's a separate message, because what I feel in relation to this message is you're not being honest with yourself. You're kidding yourself. You're not looking at the situation. You're not looking at the whole picture here. Because what came to me is, stop kidding yourself. And it's in relation to your focus here about a lack of accomplishments, right? So I'll give you a general example. I won't go into too much detail. We could be here for a half hour. But I just recently looked back, well, actually, over the course of this year, it was a 4 personal year for me. And so I'm supposed to be building foundations for myself in a 4 year. And over the course of the year, I really felt like I got nowhere, because I really thought that I would make more strides in, say, trying to bring in an income of sorts or what have you. And I really thought I was not getting anywhere. And then one day, I forget why, just recently, I looked back over the course of the year and I went, wow, from where I started in January to where I am now, I have expanded so much. I have attracted so much information to me, mostly related to spiritual traditions and spiritual endeavors, because that is where my deepest interests lie. Okay, that's because that's for me. And even though I didn't make major strides in the physical earthly realm, I actually did make more than I realized. And even though I didn't get a job, and I am not bringing in an income at this moment, that really wasn't my biggest desire anyway. That really wasn't my biggest focus. I mean, over the course of this year, the amount that I learned and the amount that I expanded spiritually is, invaluable as far as I am concerned. It's priceless to me. And I actually see how I've set foundations to move forward for a career direction. And as the energy is changing into the 5 energy for me now at the end of the year, the energy of change, of freedom, and that change can certainly, absolutely 100% involve growth and such. I mean, I really feel that I have set the foundation for this 5 years. So it took some looking back and some scrutinizing to realize that. And the reason I went off on this tangent is that I believe that some of you really need to look more closely at yourself. Okay, I feel as though the universe is saying you are deceiving yourself, and you're deceiving yourself in a negative way. You're not deceiving yourself like, oh, you think you're so great and you're not as great as you think you are. No, it's the opposite. You think you've made no advancement. You think you've made no progress, expansion, achievement, but you have. And you need to value that for your own sake, for your own vibration. And also, again, remember, the energies of the year. And I don't even know enough about astrology to talk about your, where the, where the planets lined up for you and what that meant. But, that plays a part in the energies also. All right, so now let's see. Can we get one card for the overall energy? Is there any additional message in here for my Libra friends? Also, while I was doing this, slow and steady wins the race is what just came to mind here. Okay, yeah. You have the Magician reversed. This is the energy surrounding this, and it's interesting. A lot of cards could have come out with a message for you, but you have the Magician energy around you, but you are resisting it. All right, you have all of the skills, all of the tools, everything necessary moving into the energy of the new year. In fact, the universal year coming up is a 4-year, and it's the year for building foundations. I don't know how that lines up with each of your personal energies, but the Magician reversed here is just a reflection of how you feel about yourself. You feel as though you're not accomplishing anything, like you can't accomplish anything. And like I said, you're not recognizing your forward progress here. Slow and steady wins the race. That came to me. That is true. Slow and steady progress is still progress, right? And it's also progress that's harder to see because it doesn't throw you into a tizzy when it's slow and steady. It may not seem as exciting as swift movement, but it is progress nevertheless, right? I mean, like I always say to my loved ones, time flies whether you're having fun or not. So you might as well have fun. And the reason I was reminded of that is because, this slow and steady pace, before you know it, you're going to be further along than you ever dreamed. And I feel as though if you look back over this year, you have done more than you thought, whether it's in the physical realm, the spiritual realm, a combination of both, whether it's relationships, career, money, friendships, experiences, whatever it is, it'll be different for each of you. But if this resonates with you, you really need to take a good look at yourself and clarify this Seven of Pentacles here. Really take a look at what you've accomplished. Okay, my Libra friends, probably won't resonate with everyone since it is a general reading. You might want to check out your moon and rising signs. Either way, I want to thank you for being with me, and I'll see you next week.